Eli Sharabi, welcome to Jerusalem Dateline.
Thank you very much. It's been my big honor.
Well, now you are from Kibbutz Be'eri. You were kidnapped into Gaza on October 7th, 2 years ago. You were held hostage there for 491 days, and now you've written a book called Hostage. It's the first one out from someone who was in Gaza like you were, in the tunnels, in terrorist homes. How did you have the strength to write this book? Did it help you?
It was a very therapeutic process for me, and I felt this testimony should be heard and should be written for the history of Israel, for my history. I didn't want all the details. I will forget about them one day. So I thought it's a very good thing to write it.
What do you want people to take away from your book?
There's many things to take from the book, but I think the main thing is appreciation for basic things in your life, because when you lose your freedom, you understand freedom, it's priceless. To wake up and to be able to choose when to go to the bathroom, to the shower, to open the fridge, and what to take from there, not to ask permission for speaking and breathing and anything, and to be able to walk without a chain on your legs. So I think that's the main thing, because we have basic things in our day that we are not appreciating enough.
It's true. That's very true. You don't sound bitter at all. You sound like you're really able to move forward.
I'm not bitter. Words like sadness and anger, it's not something I'm dealing with day by day, because I feel that these emotions and feelings can hold me back, and I just want to move forward and to rebuild my life. And I think this is the best way my wife and my daughters and my brother, that his body is still held by Hamas, will be proud of me.
So tell us a little bit about Kibbutz Be'eri. It's right on the Gaza border. Tell us what life was like before October 7th.
Kibbutz Be'eri is, it's a beautiful place among fields, and beautiful community, very strong community, very warm community. So we found our life there, me, Lianne, and the girls. And Noya and Yahel just had best childhood that we could ask, with many friends and many activities, not by buses or concretes, and just fields and green in their eyes, and it was great for them. So that was our dream when we raised family, and they grew up there, and they were very, very happy. But until our heaven became hell on October 7th.
So maybe you could tell us a little bit about that day, what happened, how it unfolded.
October 7th, we woke up 6:29 a.m. from red alarm in Kibbutz Be'eri, and the app on Lianne's phone of these alarms got crazy, with many, many alarms all over, center of Israel and the south of Israel. We understood something is wrong this time. It's not usual. After half an hour in the safe room with the girls and our dog, we got a message from the emergency team of the kibbutz that says that we need to stay in the safe room because they're suspicious of Hamas terrorists infiltrated Be'eri. And still, I try to calm them down, Lianne, Noya, and Yahel, that their army is on its way and we'll be safe in a minute, don't worry. Unfortunately, I was wrong. We've stayed there more than 4 hours in the safe room, waiting for the army, waiting for someone to save us. I think an hour before they got into our house, we start to hear. We got some messages from kids that, screaming in these messages that someone shot dad and someone shot mom. and the terrorists set the house fire and really horrors messages, and we understood they are going to arrive to our house as well, and we don't have any weapon. Lianne and I made a decision. For some people it looked like, very difficult decision. For me it was very easy. We are going to do anything to protect Noya and Yael. The best way is not to fight against them. We'll do anything they say. Probably will kidnap me, and Lianne, Noya and Yael will be protected by their British passports. And 11:15, they arrived home. We start to hear, things breaking in the house. They start to shout in Arabic and a little bit in Hebrew. They arrived to the safe room quite easily and opened it quite easily. Our dog barked. They got stressed and they start to shoot in the safe room. Lianne jumped on Noya. I jumped on Yael, covered them with our body, and shouted them to the terrorists to stop. And after 10 seconds, they stopped. They asked the phones. We gave them. Immediately, we said to them they have a British passport. They understood everything. 2 of them grabbed me. 3 or 4 of them took Noya and Yael to the kitchen area. And the rest waited that Lianne will get dressed because she was undressed. We jumped from bed. And some 3 minutes later, the commander for this terrorist, there have been some 10 of them have been in the house. And he said that 2 terrorists that hold me, he asked them to take me out. So I understood that this is the minute I'm going to kidnap. So I just shouted to the girls, I'll be back, just to calm them down, And I haven't seen them. That's the last moment I've seen them.
Wow. That's not the way you want to say goodbye.
No. If I only knew, I would say loads of things differently and maybe act differently, I don't know.
So then they took you into Gaza. You spent some time in homes and the tunnels. Yes. Maybe just give our listeners just a little taste of what's in your book, what you went through there.
Well, first 52 days I was in a home with another guy, a worker from Thailand that used to work in our fields. And I've been with him for 52 days. And in the first ceasefire, they thought it's a good opportunity to take me to the tunnels without someone to try to kill them or something like that, because it was a ceasefire. In the tunnels, it took me to the mosque and then to a side room and opened a door on the ground, and I've seen a ladder, and they asked me to climb down. I refused in the beginning, tried to convince them I don't want to do that. It looked like the perfect grave for me. No air, darkness all around you. But they pointed the gun towards me, to my head, and then I remember the promise I made to my girls that I'll come back. So I chose life again.
Wow.
And you need to be brave in the same minute and start to climb down 50 meters underground. But after 10 minutes of walking in this darkness, we've seen the light in the end of the tunnel. So it was a big relief. And in the tunnels, I met another 6 Israeli hostages that had been kidnapped from the Nova Festival, from the music festival. Right. Unfortunately, 3 of them left us 3 days later. Uh-huh. It was Hirsch Goldberg, Ori Danino, and Elmog Sarusi. They were injured in October 7, so we thought, okay, after the women and children, they released the injured people and the injured hostages, and our turn will come after them. Right. So it was a very optimistic moment. Unfortunately, they moved them to other tunnel, and they've been murdered on August 29 with other 3 Israeli hostages.
After almost a year.
something like that. Yeah. And we were sure they are 14 months already at home when we were released. And just 4 days before my release, Ohad Ben Ami, that used to watch television, he was in other tunnel, not with us. Right. And he told me and Or Levi about Ori, Almog, and Hirsch. Right. We were in shock. Yes, and all these times, it's loads of humiliations on daily basis, loads of psychological terror against us, from time to time violence. You're chained most of the time. The hygienic condition is horrific. Every 6 weeks you have a bath with a half bucket of cold water. Almost no soap, no toothpaste, no running water.
But you made some important decisions when you were down there about survival. You said in your book you were a little bit older than the other 3 men you were with, and you kind of became like a father figure and an encourager for them.
All the rest, 3 hostages that were with me, they were half of my age. So I knew I have important role there to guide them, because you can't expect really for people that half of your age will have the same tools you have and the same capability to survive something like that. I knew I need to do lots of things to protect them and guide them, and so it was on daily basis about the simple things. But I'm really, really proud about something that face is it's not something that come easily. You need to work on something like that, and you need to work every day about your face, because it's very, in all this darkness, to find some light. It's not easy, but it's very important. It's there. You just need to look for the light. So I try to force them every night before we were going to sleep to find something, one thing that good happened to them in the same day. And I knew it's like a muscle that you need to train. And it's something that can make you stay optimistic about your chances to survive this hell.
What kind of things could you possibly find that were good in a day?
It was very difficult for them to find one thing in the beginning, and they look at me like I'm a lunatic. And what I want from them, they didn't understand. But again, they did it. And I think after 2 or 3 weeks, each one of them start to find 4 and 5 good things that happened to him in the same day. Wow. And that was amazing. And it's like you create your reality in a place that it's all dark and lots of things, bad things happen to you. Yeah. So it was very good session that you can find good things that happen to you. And it can it can be sugar in your tea. Once a week or 2 weeks you get a tea. And it was a little bit more rice this time, or it was it was a tomato in this rice this time, and not just plain rice. The guy that gave you the food today is not someone that is cruel to you or humiliate you, so it's a good thing. Or someone that usually humiliate you left the tunnel for 2 or 3 days. It's a very good day we have. All these things. Wow. You just need to find these things, and it's happening all over you. And, every day good things happen to you.
So, Eli, how do you know Arabic?
Well, I used to study when I was, 16 years old in school. And my daughter studied as well, Arabic. And I used to help her homework just a few months before October 7. And we watched Fauda without subtitles. Wow. And the minute I arrived to Gaza, we didn't speak until then, me and her, just listen. But the minute I arrived to Gaza, just the Arabic came out fluent, and I can't understand that, can't explain that. Wow. They were very surprised. They thought I'm a spy. I'm from Shabak, I'm from the Mossad, and and they investigate me many, many times, but it mostly helped me with them, to understand them, to listen to them, to understand things that they didn't want me to know. So it was very good, very helpful.
How did you keep track of the days in the tunnel? I mean, you knew when it was Shabbat, you knew when the holidays. How did you know which day you were on? And
first of all, I'm a number person. I used to be a CFO in my profession. I like numbers. And the minute they push me in the car, I start to count minutes of driving to understand where am I. If I'm, Be'eri is, like a front of a central of Gaza. We're not in the north, we're not in the south. So after 20 to 30 minutes driving, slow drive, I understood we are still in central of Gaza. It was very important for me to understand where am I. And I count every day. I knew the date. And the only mistake they've done with me is that they told me that there's 29 days in February in 2024. Otherwise, I was mistaken one day. It was very important for me to understand how many days I'm in captivity, what is the date, to know, roughly when is the Jewish holidays, when it's Hanukkah and Rosh Hashanah and Pesach. And it was very important for me. And we knew the time of in the day, just about, because their prayers, they have 5 prayers a day, and we asked them about the prayers, what time is that, and to what direction they praying, just to understand other information. They thought we are asking them about religion, and they were very proud that we want to know about Islam, but we actually wanted to know the time, and we wanted to know the directions of where we are.
Yeah, and they tried to get you to convert to Islam, right?
Yes. Many times they tried that we take a part with them praying. But when they starved us for the last 6 months, we had 1 meal a day. They tried to bribe us 2 o'clock in the morning when we went to bathroom or something like that, 3 o'clock in the morning. They tried to bribe us with quarter of pita bread, half biscuit or something like that, or with clementine, just to say some sentences from the Quran. And all 4 of us refused. It was another small victory of being, Jewish, and so for us it was very, very important. Sometimes the winning you make, a spirit for your spirit. It's much more than important from something material, and that was very important for us.
Now, while you were there, also, you one of the young men that was there had been religious or was religious and led you in the prayers. And how were you thinking about God during these times? And how did it feel to say prayers in a tunnel where everybody's screaming in another language, in Arabic?
Well, first of all, I'm coming from a traditional family, so I know what is to pray. I know the prayers on Friday by heart. You go to synagogue on holidays. But since I moved on age 16 to Be'eri from Tel Aviv, I've lived, unreligious life for 35 years. But the second they pushed me into the back of the car, when they kidnapped me, I started to say Shema Israel. I don't know why.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
I didn't stop to say that for 491 days since. After that, I met Eli Cohen that knew the prayers of the morning. So it was very good to open your day like that. And on Friday, nobody religious, but everybody waited for Friday for the Kiddush, that I'll say, and Eshet Chayil to my mother and my sisters and my wife. We saved a quarter pita of bread to pray for the bread. Right. And all these things, ceremonies, just first of all reunite, all 4 of us to one unit. And it's more than religious. It's remind you home. It's remind you of family, that everybody is around the table on Friday night, and remind you of friends, your childhood. It's a good thing. to remember, and give you a lot of strength, these things. So, and in captivity, you look for strength from many sources. So one of them, it's faith and religious and God. And if it makes you good, it's great.
I know it was a horrible, horrible situation there, but did you feel God at all? Did you feel like he was with you at all?
It was, I think, more than 10 times. It was situations that between life and death in a second. And after you pass all these situations and you stay alive, you start to believe. You just believe that someone is protect you and want you alive. Because of that, when I'm released, for me it's a second chance, and I'm grateful for that. Well, I'm grateful for loads of things. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be free. Still people there after more than 700 days. One of them is my brother. And I'm lucky to have Lianne for 28 years. I'm lucky to have my daughters for 16 and 13 years. I was very lucky to live in the same kibbutz with my brother and have a great life with him. And I'm so lucky that I had my family that fought for me for 500 days. And my friends. So you should be a very lucky person when you understand you're very meaningful for other people.
You were in these tunnels, in homes, and here was these Hamas people. And you had been somebody who you speak Arabic, you related to the Palestinians. How did you relate to your captors? There was kind of a double thing going on there.
Of course, when I kidnapped, first of all, I'm speaking Arabic, so it helped me a lot to understand them, to be the translator for the other hostages as well. And so I had a role there, between the captors and the hostages. You live with them 24/7. You understand you're going to be with them for a long, long time until someone releases you. You understand that. And it's become like relationships between us and them. But you have to remember it's a very delicate relationship. You should be concentrated all the time, not to get confused. If they made a joke one day, or they gave you a little bit more food in one day, but still they're not your friends. When they get you the order, they will shoot you without hesitation. They believe in that, and they just got a mission to protect us because we are an asset for them, and they knew that if they want their prisoners back home. So you have to understand all this and to speak and to stay with a zero ego. Even they humiliate you, even they chain you, and even they use violence against you, and they starve you. You still need to say thank you every day for the food you get. You need to say thank you, they are not killing you. You need to say, to stay civilized and polite with them, and to play the game until the end, just to survive.
Yeah, it sounds like you were really a huge blessing to the people you were with there. That not the captors, but the other hostages, because you really could help them make it through this time.
They helped me as well, so it's not one way. Yes, it was really. So I can't imagine if I would need it to survive on my own. So being four of us most of the time, it was very important that the chances that we are going to survive together. Because of that, I'm very worried about Alon Noel. I hope they took him after we left him, after they released 3 or 4 from the 4 of us. They took him to other hostages to be with. Otherwise, the chance you survive on your own it's not big chances really. It's something about being Israeli and these belongings and same values that you have help you a lot.
After 491 days, they decide they're going to let you out, or it was a deal, and we saw that horrible ceremony, but we were glad you came out. And so how did you make that transition from the tunnels, and you came back wrapped in an Israeli flag? So how did you make that mentally, physically, make that transition?
First of all, I love life. For me, I got a second chance, despite the very, very difficult messages I got on the day of my release about Yossi, about Lianne, Noya, and Yahel. It's tremendous loss for me, but I needed to choose if to let the grief and the loss to bury me, to wrap me, or to find a way to move on. So for me, it's not really, I don't have the privilege to stay in bed and cry all day after my great family, my brothers, my sisters, my mom, my friends stopped their life and fought for me for 500 days. I don't have the privilege not to stay optimistic. And for me, to wrap myself with the Israeli flag, it's a big honor. I love my country. I'm proud of this flag.
You really have an amazing attitude, a really amazing attitude. It's life. It's what you said. You love life. Yeah, yeah. So since you got out, like, I know you had some health issues when you were in the tunnels. You lost a lot of weight. How have you feel like you're regained your health, your strength? What are you getting to eat that you didn't get to eat?
Yes, on October 7, my weight was more than 70 kilos. I was released on February 8, 25. 16 months later, 44 kilos. Yes, it was, less than my youngest daughter weight. But it's easy when you meet this amazing staff in Sheba Hospital that took care of me 24/7 since then, physically and especially mentally, and they helped me to take all the pieces and rebuild myself from the beginning, and I'm doing quite good. I'm healthy, don't worry, I'm very strong, yes, and I never stop to take care of myself. I'm very busy, I'm working, but I'm doing okay.
Okay, all right. What are you working at now? Besides
only lectures and meeting lots of Prime Minister, President Trump. I've been in UN, made a speech there, and meeting loads of Jewish communities around the world, and meeting parliament members all over. I've just been in Australia and met the Deputy Prime Minister and the Foreign Secretary, and to understand in 2025 the situation for Jewish all over the world, that afraid nowadays to walk on the street just because they are Jewish. It's really sad for me. We're not in 1940, yeah. We are in 2025, and this is the things I mostly say to parliament members in Britain, in Australia, in other places as well. It's their responsibility to have a stronger voice against hate crimes and anti-Semitism, and that's what I'm doing around the world. And of course, I wrote a book, so I'm very busy, to translate it to more languages, another 8 languages.
Wow.
And
what languages? English, I know.
English, French, German, Italian, Spanish, Polish, Danish, Hungarian. Yeah, so I think it's very, very important that other people, from other countries, understand what happened, from, firsthand, what happened on October 7th, and how I felt in captivity, and that's it.
So when you go and you talk, obviously I think President Trump probably received you very well. And do you get a good reception when you talk to these other leaders, or are they a little standoffish, or?
As I said, it's a very important question. I always say to my brother that is with me in all these journeys, I said to him, it's great to arrive to places that everybody clap you, but it's more important to go to places that almost hostile you and hostile Jewish and the Israeli policy. They're not probably hostile me, in person, but places like to be in UN, to make a speech there in Security Council for 20 minutes and give them all the facts that I've seen. It was very, very meaningful for me. So I'm willing to meet everybody that I need to explain to him, the real facts and not just things that people want to think about from the press or I don't know where.
Yeah.
There's lots of ignorance in the world about this thing.
So, we're hearing it all over the place. Free Palestine, all these kind of things. Israel's committing genocide, How do you stand up against it? How does it make you feel? But how do you stand up against it? And how can those who don't believe it stand up against it?
As I said before, there's lots of ignorance about this issue. People don't really know the details and the facts. And if you go to a protest like that, if you ask, 95% don't know where is Gaza, and 95% don't really know the facts about October 7. They just, sometimes it's trendy or, war, it's very bad and it's horrific and people get hurt and died from both sides and it's awful. It's very, very sad. And sometimes, people just think to support the victims from one side, look one the victim and one the bad guy. It's important without to understand the real facts about that. So I'm trying to do my job, about explaining, and I'm sure other Jewish or Israelis, other people in the world do their jobs, and we try to make awareness about the facts about October 7th, about that still 48 Israeli hostages held by Hamas, and so that's what we're doing.
And do you feel like you're having an impact there? Do you see anyone changing their attitude? Or?
Well, I'll give you just one example. I met David Lammy, used to be until now the foreign minister of the British government, and I've heard before I met him about his comments about all this issue of the Israeli and the Palestinian conflict. And after I met him and speak with him more than half an hour and give him all the facts about, my experience of this issue, he made the same day 2 different speeches in the British Parliament and spoke against Hamas and spoke what they've done to me, what they've done to British citizens like Lianne, Noya, and Yahel, and that was more than important for me, so I can feel this impact after I meet people, yes.
So how do you see the future for yourself? For Israel and for yourself?
Okay, for Israel, first of all, Israel as a state and the Israelis, after 2 years of war, we need to finish it. We need to bring back home the other 48 hostages. That's only then I think Israel as a state and the Israelis can heal from their trauma of October 7. And for me, you know, just after I finish with the book, just going to normal life, going back to a normal life, and maybe one day I'll be anonymous. Maybe.
I'm not sure about that.
I wish myself to be anonymous.
How do you feel now, like, if you see Arabic-speaking people, Palestinians, just, can you relate to them, or?
No problem. Yeah. No problem. Yes, I don't hate Arabs because of Hamas. Hamas is one thing, Arabs is other things. I can tell you that many Israeli Arabs approach me and phone me and text me how they not agree with Hamas. It's not the Islam way, you know, to kill innocent people and children and rape women and all this. So I don't hate anyone. I mostly love people. But Hamas is a, you know, terror organization, very cruel, and we can't have him control on Gaza anymore. He's making very bad, you know, his influence about Palestinian life, right, mostly is horrible. And I've talked with some of them about Hamas' influence about their life and why they don't want better life. I can tell you that not all of them reject my words and listen and react surprisingly well for these words. And so you understand that sometimes people that relate to Hamas, not because they really believe in jihad, because they only want to survive, because they control the weapon and the money in Gaza Strip.
Millions of Christians around the world have been praying for this whole time, praying for you, praying for the hostages, praying for Israel during this time. How should they be praying now?
First of all, thank you very much. It's something that really shocked me when I was released. You know, I believed my family and my friends just, you know, in probably once a week protest for me and fighting for me. That's what I believed. And when I was released, I understood how many Israelis that I don't know and the hostages and don't know prayed and fought for us and support our families. And people all over the world, not just Jewish. And it's something you shocked me to understand that. So you understand these are the good people around the world, and not, you know, all of them hate Jews or Israelis. And it's warmed my heart, and it's very moving. So thank you very much. Keep praying for the people that stay there. That's the main thing. The people that was released are fine. Don't worry about them. Pray for the soldiers that fight there. Pray for the hostages and support the families.
Do you have contact still with some of the other former?
Yes, we're texting each other. I don't have time even to see my family, so I'm running all over the world. I'm mostly abroad, so I don't really have time to meet people. But we're texting with each other and supporting each other. We're all doing good. Yes, we rebuild our life. Don't worry about us.
So thank you so much for being with us and sharing your heart and your stories with us. And really, everybody should read your book. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you very much for having me here.